Hello, Tigers, and welcome to the TMNtv Newscast for Wednesday, December 5th, 2018. Stay tuned for the latest news at Fort Hays State University and around Northwest Kansas and the nation. I am Lauren Davis, and Jenna Hawley will be here shortly with a look at what's going on around the globe. And Haley White will fill you in on what's happening in the sports world. But first, here's what's making news in Tigerland. A 21-year-old Hays woman was arrested recently for alleged indecent liberties with a child. On November 20th, the Hays Police Department received a report from KVC Wheatland Hospital about a staff member who allegedly might have had sexual contact with the patient. After investigating the claims, Skylar Madison Henson was arrested November 26 on 3 counts of aggravated indecent liberties with a child, 2 counts of distribution of marijuana, and 1 count of contributing to a child's misconduct, shelter conceal a runaway. She was listed as still being held in the Ellis County Jail on Monday morning. According to the investigation, 2 of the alleged aggravated indecent liberties incidents happened at the hospital, and another happened outside the facility. The victim was listed as a 14-year-old. One of the distribution charges happened at the hospital. KVC Wheatland, according to its website, is the only children's inpatient provider in western Kansas and provides psychiatric inpatient and residential treatment services for children and adolescents. On her Facebook page, Henson listed being a behavioral health technician at KVC. Formal charges against Henson were expected this week from the Ellis County Attorney's Office. A 19-year-old has been arrested in the suspected burglary of a Hays liquor store. Elijah L. Hutchinson was arrested during the early morning hours of December 3rd on suspicion of 1 count of burglary and 1 count of criminal damage to property without consent. The alleged crimes happened during the early hours of November 14th at Kaiser Liquor East, between approximately 2 to 2:30 a.m. The glass window on the front of the business was broken, and beer was stolen from inside the store. Then, between approximately 6 to 6:30 a.m., a shelf of whiskey also was taken outside the store, according to the Hays Police Department. Some of the liquor was found in the immediate area of the business. Just after midnight, December 3rd, Hays PD was alerted to a suspicious vehicle a few blocks away from the Kaiser Liquor location. Hutchinson was located inside the vehicle with a female passenger, and he was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence. Further investigation led to the arrest of Hutchinson on the burglary and criminal damage counts as well. Tax collections in Kansas is nearly $221 million above where it was last year at this time through the first 5 months of the fiscal year. The collections have increased consistently since the 2017 legislature adopted an increase in individual income tax rates and repeated an income tax exemption of owners of nearly 330,000 businesses. Sales tax in the state has been stable during that time. Total revenue for the fiscal year stands at approximately $2.7 billion. A Minnesota man was sentenced to 21 months in prison after Kansas Highway Patrol troopers stopped him and discovered 471 pounds of marijuana in his vehicle. Mark Anthony Berg pleaded guilty to 1 count of possession with intent to distribute marijuana, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Berg was stopped in Ellsworth County along Interstate 70. After release from prison, he will be on 3 years supervised release. A Southwest Kansas county has voted to raise the county's age to purchase tobacco products to 21. On Monday, Finney County Commissioners voted to increase the purchasing age of tobacco from 18 to 21. The county becomes the 5th in the state to do so. When the new law takes effect in approximately 30 days, it will be illegal for those younger than 21 to purchase cigarettes, e-cigarettes, tobacco products, or liquid nicotine. The vote to raise the age brings to a close nearly a year and a half of proponents' battle to improve the health of the county and limit the access of an addictive substance to teenagers, according to the Garden City Telegram. When we return from this short break, Jenna will be here with news from around the globe.
I think there's a perception out there that web and mobile application development is this field where you sit behind a computer all day and code. And that's not it at all, right? And there's even a perception out there that geek is bad. But I think students should embrace their inner geek. We don't code all day. We look at issues, we look at problems, and try to figure out the pieces of the puzzle and how to put them together to build things.
I was able to learn JavaScript, HTML, CSS, PHP, just kind of the whole 9 yards with that. So I really enjoyed the full program that they offered here.
Anything that you're interested in, the field of web and mobile application development, there's a value to. There's nothing like what we have in the informatics department. If you choose to take everything in the buffet that we offer, you'll be very well prepared for any type of job opportunity that's out there.
Hello Tigers, I'm Jenna Hawley and here's what's going on around the globe. Israel's ambassador to the United Nations said the White House intends to move forward with its much-anticipated Middle East peace plan. The plan would go into effect early next year before the expected Israeli elections, according to CBS News. Senior advisor and son-in-law to President Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, and White House Middle East envoy Jason Greenblatt have been drafting the administration's long-awaited plan. The proposal is a peace deal between Israel and the Palestinians. U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman cautioned the administration's Middle East team not to roll out the White House plan during the Israeli elections. Ambassador Danny Danon said it would be horrendous if the proposal is presented during the election campaign. Israel has been working on improving relationships with Arab nations. Special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into President Donald Trump's involvement in the WikiLeaks, the 2016 Trump Tower meeting with his son, campaign officials, and Russian lawyers has prompted a response from the president. Trump told Mueller in writing that he did not know about these actions from Robert Stone. According to CNN, the critical points to Mueller's investigation in determining whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russians during the 2016 campaign. Trump has made several tweets criticizing those who have cooperated with the investigation. Several of the tweets made by the president could in fact have crossed legal lines. Mueller is already investigating Trump for possible obstruction of justice in the Russia investigation. Michael Cohen has pleaded guilty to one count of making a false statement to Congress regarding to the work he did on the development of a Trump Tower in Russia. President Donald Trump's former personal lawyer appeared at the U.S. District Court in Manhattan last week, where he said, "I made these misstatements to be consistent with individual one's political messaging and out of loyalty to individual one." According to CBS News, Cohen's false statements are related to his correspondence with the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, who are investigating Russian interference with the U.S. election. Cohen released a letter back in August that describes the project, which was similar to other projects by the Trump Organization. He's expected to be sentenced December 12th. A meeting between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin was canceled 2 days before they were to meet on the sidelines of the G20 summit. Trump announced the cancellation an hour after telling reporters he believed it was a good time to have one. According to CNN, the president pinned the cancellation on Russia's refusal to release Ukrainian Navy ships and sailors seized during a maritime confrontation between the two countries last Sunday. Before the canceling of the meeting, former U.S. Ambassador Steve Pfeiffer said it would be a mistake if Trump did not confront Putin over Ukraine. It would cause Russia's president to view Trump as weak. President Trump spoke to reporters on Thursday last week, saying he was close to doing something in regards to a deal with China. Trump met with China's president during the G20 summit meeting in Argentina. "I think we're very close to doing something with China, but I don't know that I want to," Trump told reporters. The president stated that he liked the current deal between the U.S. and China. The two countries have been having issues in regards to taxes and tariffs since earlier this year, according to CNBC. The 41st president has passed away. George H.W. Bush passed away last Friday in his Houston home. He was 94. During his term, Bush saw the fall of the Berlin Wall as well as the end of the Soviet Union. His son, George W. Bush, was elected president in 2000, making them the second father and son to share the presidency, according to the LA Times. Earthquakes have hit several parts of Alaska, with more than 230 small ones hitting since Friday. A 7.0 earthquake knocked out power and ripped open roads and splintered buildings. Anchorage Mayor Ethan Berkowitz told reporters on Saturday it was the second largest earthquake the state has had since 1964. According to CNN, there were no fatalities or serious injuries reported, despite damages to the roads and buildings. Authorities do not have solid figures on the damages done just yet. The 7.0 quake was centered 10 miles northeast of the state's largest city of Anchorage. That's what is happening in the news world this week. Stay tuned for a sports update with Haley White when we return.
The Tiger Media Network is Fort Hays State University's independent student media organization. It's a student employment opportunity where you can work for either the news side or the sports side. So you can be on live sports production, which produces all of the live sports broadcasts that we do, or you could be on the news side and do news stories covering things on campus, so presidential announcements, student government association. We bring that news to the student community and the Hays community as well.
You don't realize how much Fort Hays State has to offer until you're here.
I mean, it is definitely, this is the land of opportunity here.
I just got back from the MIAA tournament in Kansas City a couple weeks ago, where we worked with other production crews, including Pitt State and Central Missouri. And it's a great time. I've gone there the last couple of years.
For me anyway, I get to do sports, which is what I love. And if live productions is where that's at.
This is the perfect place to do it. We have almost everything that you could possibly imagine.
Tiger Media Network allows you the opportunity to take the skills you've learned and put them forward in a real world, real application setting that allows you to flourish and grow as a professional, and that will only help you and benefit you when you graduate and go into the real world workforce.
Hello Tigers, I'm Haley White giving you a sports update. The top 10 Fort Hays women's basketball team survived the first conference matchup with a 62-53 victory over Nebraska Kearney Tuesday inside Gross Memorial Coliseum. Senior forward Tatiana Leggett led the Tigers to win as she earned her second double-double of the season alongside 23 points against the Lopers. The women look to secure another conference win this weekend as the Tigers host the top 25 Emporia State team. Fort Hays is set to tip off at 2 p.m. on Saturday. The men opened MIAA play in the same fashion as the team came out on top of a constantly changing battle against the Lopers, ultimately beating Nebraska Kearney 76-73. Both teams finished with 62 points in field goals, but the Tigers' performance at the glass and on the charity stripe helped the team survive the battle. The men out-rebounded the Lopers by 11 and were able to grab 10 offensive rebounds compared to Nebraska Kearney's 2. Although both teams missed 5 attempts at the free throw line, Fort Hays made it to the line more times and outshot the Lopers at the charity stripe by 3 free throws. Fort Hays moved to 5-3 overall and looked to continue conference play with a win at home on Saturday against Emporia State at 4 p.m. After his impressive efforts in front of a home crowd during the Bob Smith Open, Fort Hays junior Brandon Ball was named the MIAA Wrestler of the Week for the second time in his career as a Tiger. Ball holds the 4th spot in the national rankings at 141 pounds and was able to finish the weekend 4-0 after winning the Open on Sunday and improved to 8-0 to start the season. The Tigers will compete in the first duel of the season Friday as they travel to Edmond and face off against Central Oklahoma at 7 p.m. The Tigers will have a quick turnaround and head to Wichita to compete in the Jet Invitational on Sunday at 9 a.m. The FHSU men's soccer team ended its season with a scoreless draw during the defensive battle against Barry University in the national semifinals, with Barry converting 5 of 8 penalty kick attempts and Fort Hays connecting 4 of 8. Fort Hays ended the season with 17 wins, the most victories in a single season, and an incredible 16-match unbeaten streak. Many program and individual records were broken during the 2018 season, one of which includes competing in the national semifinals. Head coach Brett Parker ends the season adding an MIAA Coach of the Year honor to his resume, while the team completes the year ranked at number 4 in the United Soccer Coaches NCAA D2 poll for the first time in team history. TMN's Russell Heitman caught up with the team to discuss its accomplishments during the 2018 season.
In what became the most successful season in Fort Hays State University men's soccer history, the Tigers won a team record 17 games, which included 16 matches in a row without a defeat. However, in their national semifinal match against Barry University on Thursday, November 29th, the Tigers were outshot in penalty kicks 5-4, ending their season. Brett Parker, head coach of the Tigers, spoke to the media after the match about how his team represented FHSU on the national stage.
Really proud of our team and just the determination and the way that they represented the school, our program, and we can obviously losing at this stage and losing in penalties is tough for anybody, but I think we can hold our heads high and know that we left it all on the field and we showed well for our university.
At just 8 years young, the Tiger men's soccer program has already achieved more than many other programs have in a much longer span, winning back-to-back MIAA championships in 2017 and 2018, achieving the MIAA's first unbeaten record in conference play, and making 4 appearances in the NCAA Super Regional, with this year's team advancing all the way to the final weekend. For seniors and staples of the Tiger program, Cesar Jones and Tobias Patino, playing in the national semifinals was an opportunity that validated their hard work and the history of teams both before and after their 2018 squad.
It means everything because the teams before us came up short, and being the first senior class to get us over that hump, it means a lot, and it's special, and we've enjoyed the whole week so far, but just came up short today.
I think that we set the bar very high, for future generations. Like, unfortunately, not for us anymore, but we make our school proud, we make our family proud, and I'm pretty sure they know about our effort. We've come a long way to be here, and I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of everyone. So hopefully we can be here next year again.
Parker recognizes the efforts put in by his senior class and praises what both Jones and Patino have done to further the Tiger program.
They're just great examples of what we pride our program about. They're team first guys. They're great leaders. They're good students. They'll both graduate this spring. So for them they've been through some ups and downs. In the postseason in the past, been through a lot of near misses to get to this stage. And you can't ask for better senior leadership than we have with these guys.
This is Russell Heitman, Tiger Media Network.
Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes joins Peyton Manning and Tom Brady as the only quarterbacks to reach the 40-touchdown mark in 12 games after Mahomes completed 4 touchdown passes Sunday in Oakland to go on and beat the Raiders 40-33. This was the first win for the Chiefs after releasing its star running back Kareem Hunt after a video of the athlete kicking and shoving a woman was surfaced. No charges have been filed in the case from February, but the Chiefs let Hunt go because he misled them about the incident. The Chiefs stay in Kansas City over the weekend to take on the Baltimore Ravens in Arrowhead on Sunday at noon. That concludes this episode. Stay tuned to TigerMediaNet.com for another episode of TMNtv coming soon. To stay up to date on the latest news and information throughout the week, also visit TigerMediaNet.com. Until then, remember, roar Tigers.